atmosphere it was on Saturday. For more on that, we send it over to Tatiana Favela.
Hey guys, well last time we were here at the Pan Am Center last Saturday, the atmosphere was just so electric. It's probably the highest energy that we've seen at home so far this season. There was over 12,000 fans in the stands helping lead the Aggies to victory over against Grand Canyon, taking that win by 10 points, 71-61. Something else to point out, Adam, you didn't mention Jabari Rice and Teddy Allen both had a double-double on Saturday. Just a fantastic game overall. The Aggies are hoping for that similar atmosphere in their home games moving forward. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Tatiana. All sideline reports are presented by Memorial Medical Center, the official healthcare partner of Aggie Athletics. You at A-Lot making his first start of this season, and Dan Ocken will tip it up. Aggies in the white, and the Lancers on the road in the navy. Lancers only 2-6 in the WAC this year. They've struggled at home and on the road in league play. Their lone road win in league play at Tarleton. And they open up in a zone, Joe.
We talked about it all year. We've been waiting for a team to open up in it. Cal Baptist here comes out in a little zone, going to try and pressure the ball. And the Aggies start a little bigger lineup with A-Lock in there, seeing if they can get some more rebounds.
A-Lock had some good minutes off the bench on Saturday. Rice misses and Ocken clears. He averages a team best 8 boards a game. Once again, we will see Taron Armstrong off the bench for CBU. He is their stud freshman point guard who's an NBA draft prospect. Elijah Thomas has struggled from 3, 4 for 17 this year. He misses. The Aggies dared him to shoot it, Joe, and it's Aggie ball 50 seconds in.
And that's good defense. Those are the kind of shots we want to make them settle for. Here you got Cal Baptist coming down at 2-2-1. It's going to drop back into their zone. It's going to be tough for the Aggies tonight.
Rice runs the point in this combination. Him and Teddy Allen so good in half number 2 Saturday. Both guys with 12 rebounds. Both guys played a lot of minutes. Teddy played the entire game. Jabari only sat for 2 minutes. McCants can't hit it off the backboard, and it's scooped up by Reed Nottage. Some big guards for CBU. There's a big guard, Trey Armstrong, who is 6'5". He swirls off the 3, and it's collected by A-Lock. One of the most amazing stats from Saturday was Teddy Allen did not attempt an official 3. He shot one. He was fouled on the shot. So technically no three-point attempts. He was really good attacking the rim, and here he attacks the basket and runs over Elijah Thomas. He scored a lot of his points, Joe, 10 feet and in on floaters on Saturday.
Yeah, he did a great job. He was real aggressive, real downhill, got to the free throw line. I like when Teddy's aggressive like that, but I also like when he shoots the good 3. Right there, I thought he could have shot a good 3, chose to drive in, gets a charge, but those opportunities are going to be there all night in that zone.
We had him last night at the radio coaches show at Rudy's Barbecue, and he talked a lot about his shot, and he said after the Christmas break, he has felt better. He said it was all mental. When the shots weren't falling, he struggled mentally, and he's back in a good rhythm and a good mindset right now, shooting the basketball from the arc. Low block, Trey Armstrong, big guard against a big guard Rice. Follow-away jumper is blocked, and it rolls out of bounds. It'll be Aggie ball.
And there's Jabari again. A-Lock comes over, but Jabari playing a good, strong defense, continuing from the other night. He's playing both sides of the ball. I like that.
One of those guys who really rises up to the challenge. He did against Grand Canyon, against Blackshirt. Let's see if the Aggies can figure out the zone. They get it on the baseline, and A-Lock lays it in. The helper from Johnny McCants.
And if Johnny's hanging out in the middle like that, he's going to have that opportunity for the high-low pass. He's going to have kickouts for 3s. He's got to make good decisions.
The Aggie post players really good passers. Thomas on the handoff. Searches in the key, follow-away jumper over A-Lock. That's a tough shot. But the St. Mary's transfer, Elijah Thomas. Henry, short corner for A-Lock. Working on Dan Ocken. Spins to his left, soft touch. When he's good offensively, this team's a whole lot better.
Yeah, and he's got good moves around the rim. He really extends for that jump hook, as you saw there with the left hand. It's hard to block that kind of shot, and when he gets good position, it's high percentage shot.
Christian said earlier this week, if you watch you at A-Lock go through a individual workout, it's one of the most impressive you'll see in college basketball. Armstrong misses, tracked down by Thomas, and he dribbled and then did it again, and it's a turnover on CBU, their second so far.
As he gets a good back down turnaround shot, and that's a shot that he works on. Those individual workouts, he works on that turnaround jump hook.
Taron Armstrong is in now for CBU, number 1 in Navy. It's A-Lock again. Assist number 2 for Johnny McCann. The Aggies are starting to carve up the zone.
Yeah, and if they continue to carve it up like that, don't be surprised Cal Baptist goes man-to-man.
Here's Taron Armstrong with it. Heralded freshman from Tasmania. Can't finish his first game since the league opener against Chicago State. Ripped in by A-Lock. Aggies have made 3 straight from the field as the 3 swirls off for Teddy Allen. And you at A-Lock again, have yourself a day. A-Lock has all 8 for the Aggies.
Get him the ball. That's all I'm saying. Get him the ball. A-Lock he's going crazy right now. I love it.
He only averages 5 points per game. Armstrong out for Nottage from the arc. A lot of really good shooters for CBU. McCants will tap it to himself. Just outside of 5 minutes in. Allen maneuvers. A-Lock's feeling it. He'll fire a 3. No good. He can shoot those, though.
Yeah, he can step out and shoot one. He was feeling real confident. That's why he stepped out like that. But he can shoot those.
And pass by Taron Armstrong. Pinballs out of the hands of Jelani Stone. The only miss for A-Lock so far was the previous 3. 4 out of 5 from the field. 8 points in the first 5 minutes in his first start of this season.
He can really pass the ball.
Yeah.
Once he gets going and he gets in a rhythm, that ball's going to be flying around the court.
Jabari Rice working on Trey Armstrong, the older brother of the 2 Armstrongs on the floor for CBU. Out of Riverside, California. Their final year of a 4-year transition to Division I. Backdoor cut by Henry. Another good pass. This one from Teddy Allen.
And another high percentage shot at the rim. That's exactly what the Aggies want.
Offense really sputtering here for CBU. This is Tajon Sawyer off Rick Croy's bench, working on McNair, who just checked in. And traveling is called on Sawyer. I thought maybe, Joe, they were to call Johnny McCants for a reach in there, but traveling's the call. This was an outstanding cut by Henry, moving without the ball. And now Rick Croy will use a timeout. Well, the last time the Lancers were here at the Pan American Center, remember last year the Aggies had to play CBU at Eastwood High School in El Paso. So the last time Rick Croy and the Lancers were here, Joe, it was the regular season finale in the 2019-2020 season, and the Aggies won by 33. That game got out of hand. The Aggies, with that win, finished conference play 16-0 undefeated. Rick Croy's trying to make sure this one isn't similar and does not get out of hand like that game in March of 2020, right before the pandemic.
Yeah, there's no Trev Queen on the court, that's for sure. He had some amazing highlight plays that last game, but there's a Teddy Buckets, there's a Johnny McCants. He doesn't want to see his team go through that again.
Trev Queen tossed his headband in the stands after a dunk in that game. That's how things were going that night.
Man, I was fighting for it in the stands.
I'm sure you were. Rice dumps it off for Henry. Right back to Jabari. A lot of these Aggies were on the floor that night, and a lot of these Lancers were on the floor that night as well. Teddy Allen dumps it off to Will McNair. Left-handed hook, no good. A little too heavy for Will. Run a lot of pick and roll with Taron Armstrong, who picks up his dribble. Finds Reed Nottage, poked by Allen, who's been great defensively in his first year in the program. Very underrated aspect of his game. That's stolen. A no-look feed by Armstrong is stolen by Johnny McCants. Read it all the way.
Aggies defense has really turned up the last 2 games. That's going to be important for them.
And that is all offensive for Johnny McCants. It's important that he stays out of foul trouble. He's had foul issues, Joe, often the last month or so.
Yeah, that's been a common theme. He's been have to sit on the bench as he goes to the bench now. Strong drive, just kind of lowers his shoulder there. But yeah, the first half for Johnny's been rough. He's had to spend a lot of time on the bench.
Donnie Tillman comes in for McCants. Tillman played 27 minutes in the win by 10 against Grand Canyon on Saturday. Good assignment here for Rice, defending Taron Armstrong. It's Henry now defending on the switch. Nottage, a catch and shoot mid-range J is way too strong. Aachen saves it, but his foot was on the end line. Slow start for CBU offensively. 1 out of 9 from the field. They shoot 46% for the year. They average 75 points per game. They just haven't shot the ball well from 3 like they did a year ago. Step back 3 for Allen. It's contested. No call. McNair tapped it, and it's grabbed by Nottage. And we get an official blowing his whistle. That was Ruben Ramos. A late whistle. He calls Teddy Allen for a flop warning. So if Teddy does it again, it turns into a one-shot technical.
And that's tough for shooters. I mean, I might do it better than anybody else, but you got to act a little bit when someone gets in your space trying to contest the shot. That new flop warning is tough. It puts Teddy in a tough position now as he goes to the bench.
Teddy takes a seat. Early check-in from Mario McKinney. We'd love to see Mario have some good minutes off the bench here tonight. Only played 4 last game. Dan Aachen doesn't shoot threes. The only player on the floor who really can't shoot the 3 for CBU. Finger roll swirls off for Ty Rowell. Into the hands of Stone. Big physical freshman. Catch and shoot 3, no good for Reed Nottage. 0 for 5 for CBU, 1 for 11 for the field. Rice a quick trigger. Henry no board. McNair will get a feed, mid-post extended. Checked by Stone. Good move by Big Will, and he just can't finish. Ty Rowell, the point guard for Aachen. Rowell and Armstrong, Taron Armstrong, both handle the ball a lot for CBU. Stone hit the side of the backboard. It was altered by McNair.
Big Will's, he's big down there. It's not easy to take it into his chest.
Rice to the rim, and he's met at the rim. Foul is called. Jabari will shoot 2 on the other side. A really cold start for CBU. 1 out of 12 from the field, while the Aggies are 5 for 13 so far. Aggies by 8, early stages here at the Pan Am. Tonight's game is presented by Electronic Caregiver, a digital health technology company transforming the way people manage their health. Find them online at electroniccaregiver.com. Jabari Rice, the Houston native, will shoot 2 free throws in moments, and we'll see if the Aggies can recover from a poor free throw shooting game Saturday, Joe. 23 out of 41, but Rice was good on his. Teddy Allen went 12 for 12. Without those 2 guys, the Aggies struggled even more than the initial look, which was 23 out of 41.
Yeah, they're lucky they got 41 chances at it, or else they could have looked real bad. But like you said, Teddy stepped up, Jabari stepped up. As long as those guys get to the free throw line, we'll be all right.
Rice, 79% this year, 9 out of 11 in the previous 2. And he's averaging 19.5 points per game in his previous 2 games, making his 61st career start. Teddy Allen still on the bench after playing all 40 minutes in the win against GCU. Rice splits the pair. It's all mental, right? I mean, the Aggies have plenty of good shooters. I think Donnie Tillman's one of those guys who struggled Saturday, but he's a good shooter overall, and it turns into a mental deal more than anything else.
You start to question yourself, oh, can I really shoot the ball? But you just got to get in the gym, get the reps up, see the ball go in the basket. It's just all repetition, get that confidence back. You'd be able to shoot the ball fine.
Elijah Thomas was out of bounds in front of the Aggie bench, the 5th CBU turnover. So not a good mixture for them. 5 turnovers and 1 for 12 from the field. They missed all 5 three-point tries. And they trail by 9. Aggie ball in the home white. Uat Alok back in. He scored 8 in the first stretch of the game. Aggies really looking for him. They'll find him mid-post extended. Akin defends. Sky hook for Alok. Too strong. Campbell rebounds. There's Ty Rowell, the Canadian. Swings it for freshman Tyree Campbell. Akin, a transfer from UMBC, fires it outside for Chance Hunter. He's a transfer from Long Beach. Rowell an open 3, and he pinballs it through.
And Cal Baptist needed that. They needed to see one go in the basket. They were really struggling.
Ty Rowell a year ago, the top scorer for CBU. McKinney in the key, floats it outside for Rice. Jabari trying to find an angle on Campbell. Ducks in, left-handed floater, no good. And Rice might have been over the back. I'm going to say Alok is whistled for the personal.
And that's just, I mean, that happens. Ball gets batted around. All of a sudden, someone's wide open at the 3. We'll see if CBU can get something going after that.
Teddy Allen returns. Henry goes off. McCann still on the bench. Chris Jan's moving a lot of pieces in and out so far in the first 10 minutes of the game. Chance Hunter, former star at Long Beach. There's Trey Armstrong. Outside for Rowell, looking for his 2nd in a row, and he swishes it in. He's a 35% three-point shooter this year. That's his 36th make of the season. Allen gets the defender Hunter in the air, outside for McKinney. Wide open Trey. Tillman fighting for it, grabbed by CBU. Malik Wade just checked in. He grabbed the rebound. That was blocked by Rice. Wade overthrows a cutting Ty Rowell.
The Aggies' defense has been good so far. It's been good the last 2 games. They're really kind of making it hard for the other team. And there's Jabari again, just having active hands. They got to find a way to turn that good defense into some good offense. Sure. Try and get out into transition, try and get some easy layups.
The Aggies have missed 7 straight from the field. Scoreless drought almost 3 minutes deep. And they're only shooting 31% now from the field. This has not been a pretty start offensively for either side. Really outside of Alok, neither team has been good so far offensively. Alok gets a post touch. Inside, outside, right back to him. Wade taps it away into the corner out of bounds. Wade only 6'8", so Alok has 3 inches on it. Johnny McCants will trigger in with 8 on the timer. Hits it in for Rice. Patient early, now he has to hurry. 2 to shoot. It's Taron Armstrong in the air, misses the 3, wide right, and it's cleared by Chance Hunter.
Cal Baptist does a really good job of rebounding. Aggies have been one and done.
Quick catch and shoot 3, no good. Taron Armstrong, check that, Trey Armstrong. The older of the 2 Armstrong brothers. Three for Allen, that swishes in. Teddy connects for the first time. He's 1 for 3 from deep. Mentioned earlier, he's really improved his three-point shot recently. 46% in league play. And he has 6+ makes in 2 of the previous 4 games. Hunter, open look, and he answers. Chance Hunter, 31% this year, his 22nd made triple. Allen out of the rim, lobs it for Alok, and that's offensive on Uat Alok. Malik Wade was in the way. Good idea by Teddy Allen, but A-Lock ran him over. They're going to say it's on Allen, not A-Lock, so it's on Teddy and not UAT. 7:49 left. First half action from the Pan American Center. Aggies ahead by 3.
Hey guys, well, just doing a flashback, California Baptist has lost 3 straight games, while the Aggies have only won 2 of their previous 3 games. Now, 2 weeks ago, the Aggies were blown out at Sam Houston, but since then, they've been able to bounce back and recover, responding with double-digit wins against Stephen F. Austin and Grand Canyon. To wrap that up, Aggies have now won 12 of their previous 13 games and only have 1 loss in conference play. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Tatiana. An Aggie win tonight and a Seattle loss at Grand Canyon would move the Aggies into a first-place tie with the Red Hawks. And as Joe said earlier, the players need to stay focused on this game while the media, and you're part of that now, we can look at the Grand Canyon game tonight a little bit. And Grand Canyon leads Seattle U early on 21-13 in Phoenix. So that is good news if you want Saturday to potentially be a battle for sole possession of first place. Chance Hunter gets McCants in the air. Stone the offensive rebound, +1 for the big physical power forward, Jelani Stone.
Now, New Mexico State number 42, Hua Alak is second, 15.
And you can see here, he's just getting that position down low on Jabari and going up and finish it. And that's what we talked about earlier. CBU can rebound the ball. They got big physical guys. Got to box them out.
Stone might be a little undersized at 6'7", 230, but you said the word physical. He is physical, he's big, he's strong, and he is a force in the interior. He's only a freshman. He looks like he's an upperclassman, but he is only a freshman in his 2nd year in the program. Let's see if the Aggie offense can find something. Teddy Allen picked up his 2nd personal right before the break. And that is a jump ball possession to CBU. What are you seeing right now with the Aggies offensively? Is it the defense from CBU that's throwing the Aggies out of whack a little bit?
I'm not sure. They're not really pressuring the ball that well. The Aggies are really focusing on trying to force the ball down low. And people start to get stagnant. Guys aren't moving around because they're trying to get it one pass in, one pass in. I'd like a little more movement, some cuts, and then throw the ball in.
Reed Nottage looking inside, fires it there for Stone, defended by McNair. McNair has the size advantage. Stone, a lefty hook. Post touch for Tillman. Inside, outside for Henry. The Aggies swinging around for Rice. And he's looking inside for McNair, but it wasn't there. Tillman isolated with Hunter. Under 10 to shoot. Outside for McCants, contested 3. Foul on the rebound. And it's on CBU. We'll stay here. 8-0 Lancers run over the previous minute plus.
Like I said, I don't mind him getting the ball down low and Donnie backing him down. But other guys on the opposite side, they got to move. They got to move. They got to cut. Maybe back screen for somebody else. Make the defense work a little bit more.
Rice will trigger. Gets it in for McCants. Catch and shoot 3. McCants has struggled from 3 in the previous month. 3 for 22 in the previous 12 games coming in. And here tonight, he's 0 for 3. Lancers ahead on the road, despite shooting only 29%. Taron Armstrong drains the 3, and Chris Giants immediately calls a timeout.
Yeah, give credit to CBU. They've started to hit a couple threes. Their defense has picked up a little bit. But this is a common theme for the Aggies. We haven't seen it in a while. Earlier in the season, they struggled. They put these, 4 or 5 minute stretches where they haven't been able to score any points. This is one of them. They got to get out of it. Take a high percentage shot, something going to the rim.
Lancers bench has outscored the Aggie bench 11-0. Hand off from McNair to Henry. Not really a rhythm three, and it squirts out to Taron Armstrong, who tight ropes the near sideline. This man can wheel and deal, and that was off his body out of bounds. Ball goes to the Aggies. Aggies are really forcing him, Joe, it seems like, to shoot the ball when he attacks. They know he's a pass-first point guard, and the Aggies are forcing him to shoot it.
Yeah, they're forcing him in there to those bigger guys. Johnny got some nice hands right there. But they got to make it tough on him, make him work on offense.
First action for Nate Pryor, who started last Saturday, transfer from Washington. Rice to a cutting Pryor, good dump off, and McCants is able to finish. Outstanding pass by Nate Pryor.
And that's what I like about Nate. He cuts without the ball, gets it in a nice position, makes the drop off to Johnny. He can kind of change the offense for the Aggies.
Taron Armstrong hit a three-pointer right before the previous Chris Jans timeout. Rao misses his jumper short, and Pryor grabs the rebound. Gets it back from Henry. Tillman working on Nadic. Outside for Rice, wide open three. Book it.
Those are the high percentage looks we're looking for.
Aggies are hoping their three-point percentage goes up. Blow by Taron Armstrong, so he shows off his quickness. And the lead is right back to CBU. Pryor working the pick and roll with McCants. And now Johnny will post up on Trey Armstrong. Right back to Pryor. Open three, Tillman. Offensive rebound for McCants. McCants rolls, Rice finds him, Johnny ducks, and he finishes left-handed.
That's a great pocket pass right there by Jabari. Get it into the middle, and then Johnny goes and finishes with the left hand.
A little more rhythm now for the Aggie offense. Pass is deflected and grabbed by Nadic. Trey Armstrong looking for his younger brother. Won't give it to him. Finds Dan Akin, and McCants draws the charge. One of the best we've seen do that. Sean Buchanan was awfully good. Johnny McCants pretty darn good in his own right. 3:37 left here in the first half. Aggies and Lancers, deadline 300-plus career wins combined between Division II and Division I. Currently taking the Lancers through this four-year transition to Division I. Their final year of the transition. They are eligible for the WAC tournament, but not eligible for the NCAA tournament because of their transition. And Rick Roy has done a fantastic job of recruiting internationally, especially in Australia. They have 8 international players, 4 from Australia. You got the Armstrong brothers, Reed Nottage. Those were great finds. And Trey Armstrong was talking in a 2020 Mid-Major Madness article about watching St. Mary's games back in the day when they had Matthew Dellavedova and Patty Mills, a couple of Australians, and he said that's a big reason why he wanted to come to the U.S. to play college basketball. And Rick Roy was at St. Mary's during that run with Dellavedova and Mills, and when Randy Bennett and St. Mary's, the Gales, were in their heyday. So it's a big reason why he was able to get the Armstrong brothers, and those two guys have been a big part of this program since their first day on campus. Trey's now a sophomore, and Taron's only a freshman. Elijah Thomas is a transfer from St. Mary's, and he knocks down only his 5th made 3 of the season.
CBU starting to get into a little rhythm right here. But I think going back to what you said, it's a little more common for coaches to have those connections to other countries and start recruiting a lot of guys. I mean, Coach P was one of those guys. P. Weir brought in a lot of guys from Canada. We had multiple guys from Canada, France. We were that team. We were that team a couple years ago. And that's just a good find and a rhythm shot for CBU.
Rick Roy going back to his St. Mary's connections to get Elijah Thomas, who played in 83 games in 4 years for the Gales. Second year at CBU. And And Jabari Rice is now 1 for 3 on free throws. The Aggies are hanging on to that Canadian connection a bit. Clayton Henry is from Canada. By way of JUCO, though. And Jabari misses again.
I'm going to blame the ball, the new ball that they're using.
Yeah, you said this pregame. You said, what's the deal with that bright ball? It is different, does look new. Elijah Thomas to the rim. Hits the net. And the ball's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Aggies. Mike Peake just came in for the first time for the Aggies. Chris Jan's really diving into his bench tonight. Taron Armstrong lobs it in for Stone. Gets the handoff from Stone. And a foul is called on the Aggies near the elbow.
And I like him bringing Mike Peake in. I like Mike Peake's energy. There he got his hand stuck in there a little bit, get called for the foul. But he's a high-flying, high-energy type of guy. This slow kind of game needs someone like that to come in, bring some energy. So hopefully the Aggies can build off of him.
Taron Armstrong gets it in for Thomas, working on Peake. And that's a charge on Elijah Thomas. We thought a couple weeks ago, Joe, when Mike Peake had those back-to-back double-figure scoring games, that might have been him turning the corner. But since he's only had 3 combined points in the previous 4, only 7 combined minutes in the previous 2 games, so he's trying to get back to where he was a couple weeks ago when he was providing some punch on offense and defense off the bench.
And that just shows how deep these Aggies are, because you know these guys go at it in practice every single day. They're all competing for minutes. Mike Peake's one of those guys that can play a couple different positions, so he's got guys in front of him. It's a constant battle for Coach Jans to see who's ready to play and who's playing at their best right now.
Rice trying to slither inside, and he's fouled before he gets to the rim. That is foul number 6 on CBU. If you're wondering where Teddy Allen is, he's still on the bench. He has 2 personal. Picked up his 2nd earlier. He's only scored 3 points. So he will have to wait until half number 2. The Aggies are waiting for Nate Pryor to throw the ball in. He was talking to Chris Jans near the Aggie bench. This is a combination right here we haven't seen often this year. Pryor, Rice, McNair, Peake, and Henry.
This goes back to the beginning of the season when we were seeing all sorts of combinations going out on the court.
Pryor right back to Jabari. Snakes his way inside, and he throws it behind McNair. Taron Armstrong collects. He doesn't have numbers. As an old school game, he bounces it out for Hunter. Step in 3 for the southpaw. And he's buried a couple. Lead is a half dozen for the Lancers.
They're starting to wake up behind the 3 a little bit.
It was a really slow start from 3 for CBU. Good dump off by Pryor. He finds Will McNair, who scores his first points of the game.
Really like Nate Pryor's decision making. He goes downhill and he's got his eyes up at all times. Great pass right there.
Hunter's feeling it, and he hits his 3rd 3 of the half. Now he's only a 31% three-point shooter, but he's proven in the past he can have games like this. Rice trying to answer, can't do so. Dan Ocken collects on the backside for CBU. About a 10-second difference, game clock and shot clock. Taron Armstrong for Hunter. He finds his shooter and he hits his 4th. The Aggies can't find the transfer from Long Beach.
And that's going to be a huge talking point at halftime is 3-point defense. CBU has 8 threes in the first half. They only average 7 per game.
Biggest lead for CBU. Lead is 10. The Aggies trying to finish off the half on a high note. Will McNair from 3. Only his 11th try this year, and Dan Ocken can't connect from 3-quarters court. Well, this game really flipped quickly. The Aggies looked good in the first 5-minute stretch. You at Aylock scored 8 points early. Didn't score after that. And now the Aggies trail by 10 after leading early by 9 when it was 11-2. So a big swing in this game so far here at the Pan American Center. Assistant coach David Anwar is standing by with Tatiana Favela.
Hey guys, well Coach, California Baptist has really good guard play. How do you feel the Aggies have defended that three-point line so far?
Well, they're really shooting the ball. One of the keys to the game was to stop the three-point shot, and they're making them right now. We've got to contest them and run them off the line.
And what kind of adjustments are you looking for in both offense and defense in this next half?
We got to do a better job in transition defense, getting back and matching up with the shooters.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Tatiana. Thank you to Coach Anwar for stopping by. He has the scout tonight. Aggies trail by 10. NM State has won 29 in a row in conference home games. Halftime activities coming up next. Halftime stats are presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of New Mexico. This was one of the worst shooting halves in recent memory for the Aggies. Of course, they had that poor shooting game against Sam Houston 2 Thursdays ago. This was a poor shooting half again. 2 out of 16 from 3, and they're getting pounded on the glass right now too, Joe.
Right, and if you talk to Coach Jans, he'll tell you shots don't go in all the time. So you got to do the other things. You got to play defense. You got to rebound the ball. And you can see by looking at these stats, 22 to 10 on the rebounds. CBU is really dominating the glass right now.
Chance Hunter, the difference, the transfer from Long Beach State, who averaged 13 points per game in his Long Beach career. He poured in 12, and the Aggies do not have a player in double figures yet. Now, Teddy Allen did sit the majority of the first half because of foul trouble, and I would have to think, Joe, the Aggies will try to get Teddy going early offensively in this half.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're going to try and maybe run a couple sets to get him the ball, get him into his spots that he likes to be in. But the Aggies as a team, they got to go inside. They got to get layups. They don't have to go inside necessarily on the pass, but downhill stuff, layups, things like that.
You at Aylock did not score after that first 5-minute stretch when he scored 8. Quick touch for Allen. His 3 is no good. And the rebound is collected by CBU. Aggies are now 2 out of 17 from 3. Tyrell with it, bounces out for Elijah Thomas. The Aggies daring him to shoot, he misses. He made one in the first half, only his 5th make of the season. Allen waiting for Aylock. Maneuvers around the high hedge from Akin. Aylock will slip, Jabari can't find it. He'll spin it down low to you at Aylock with 10 to shoot. Tough jump hook, soft touch, and he's the first Aggie in double digits.
All right, they're going to look to go to him again. Just the same way they started the game, they're going to start the second half with Teddy and Aylock.
No points in the first half for Dan Akin, number 30 in Navy, who averages a team best 13 a night for CBU. He'll apply the ball screen. The ball handler is Ty Rowell. Wraparound feed for Thomas. McCants sagging off it. Long 3, Trey Armstrong. A really good spot-up three-point shooter. Makes his 121st career 3. His first make tonight, though. Allen working on Nottage, and we will go the other way. Was Aylock clearing out down low, trying to get some separation from Akin, and you at Aylock just picked up his 2nd personal.
And that's a tough shot, you know, shot clock going down. Aggies play good defense for 27 seconds and then make a 3. But that happens. That happens. Can't drop your head, got to come back and play defense the next possession.
That's actually 3 on Aylock, so he's going to have to take a seat. McNair comes in. Aylock's been the best offensive player for the Aggies on a night where they've struggled on that end of the floor. And now we'll see how long Chris Giants can keep Aylock on the bench. Biggest lead for the Lancers tonight. It is 11 right now. Thomas lost it. Henry couldn't find it. 4 to shoot for Ty Rowell. Step back, contested 2, and that's a shot clock violation.
Aggie ball.
And a good defensive possession. Use that to your advantage. Get some confidence going. Little block here by Johnny, it looked like. Let's see if we can get something going on the offensive end now.
The Aggies could use a run. Led by as many as 9 early on in the game when it was 11-2. Allen steps through, contacts, spins off. Teddy will shoot a pair.
California Baptist number 5, Reed Nottage, his first team.
Good strong drive, little step through there by Teddy. And we've seen it a number of times this season. Teddy gets to the free throw line, sees a couple go in the basket, and then goes crazy on offense, and we all love him. So let's see if he can get something like that going right now.
Teddy was 12 for 12 from the line on Saturday. League best, 89% free throw shooter. Averaging a team best 19 points per game. Top scorer for the Aggies this year. Also the top rebounder. And he's approaching 1,000 points for his Division I career. He'll do it. It's just a matter of when. He entered today with 978 career points at this level between his 1 year at West Virginia, his 1 year at Nebraska, and now his 1 season so far with the Aggies. Taron Armstrong, the point guard, is back in for CBU. Here's his older brother, Trey. Both guys from Tasmania. Reed Nottage from Sydney, Australia. Here's Taron Armstrong. Pull-up floater. He loves to shoot floaters about 15 feet away, which is a little unusual, but typically he's right around the rim with them. And that's 2 straight good defensive possessions for the Aggie DJ.
Yeah, 2 great possessions. Get some free throws on the other end. They're starting to get in a little rhythm right now. Got to get another good shot on offense.
Rice, Henry, McNair, Allen, and McCants for the Aggies. Popping is Teddy. Quick release, and it's short. And Teddy Allen will shoot 3 free throws.
Lancers number 5, Reed Nottage, his second team.
Now number 2 on Nottage, who's had the tough assignment to defend Teddy in this half.
And he got into his landing space. But that's what the Aggies, that's what you want when you're down. You want to be able to put points on the board while the clock's not moving. So free throws are going to be great for the Aggies.
983 career points at the Division I level for Teddy Allen after that previous made free throw. Going into this game, we thought he might get there tonight, and he still could, but has a little ways to go. We need a huge half. Was named the WAC Player of the Week on Monday for the 3rd time this year.
For the 3rd time, he's been having a great season. And they're going to need him to step up tonight.
One of the front runners right now for WAC Player of the Year for sure. Taron Armstrong is bumped by McNair and Henry, it seemed like, and they're going to call the foul on Will McNair.
Foul on Mexico State, number 13, Will McNair, his second team.
Yeah, and you see Will trying to slide in and take a charge right there. And that's just a tough call.
Big wall to run into if you're an opponent. Dan Hawkins still hasn't scored for CBU. Rice hangs in the air, fires outside from McCants, and he was fouled before the pass. He was in the air, but no shot. The Aggies will have to inbound underneath. First foul on Taron Armstrong.
Yeah, just got him on the arm right there.
And if Jabari wouldn't have been fouled, it would have been traveling. 2 possession game, contested 3, and Teddy Allen will shoot 3 more. Rick Roy wanted a flop. Now Teddy was warned in the first half, right? So he already has 1 warning. If he gets called for a flop again, it would be a technical free throw for CBU. No flop there. It will lead to 3 more free throws. And just like Saturday, Teddy doing serious damage at the charity stripe. Teddy's brother Timmy plays at Texas, former Utah Ute. I don't know if you saw that game the other night, Joe, but Texas had a big one against Texas Tech.
Yeah, we talk about it an atmosphere. Yeah. We talk about an atmosphere. That was an amazing atmosphere. And again, it's just, you kind of get into that space. You don't want those feet landing on each other.
Talked to Teddy last night at the radio coaches show, and I said, have you talked to Timmy since that game? He said, not yet. I'm letting him kind of sulk for a day now, and then I'll touch base with him later in the week.
That's probably a smart move.
Yeah. Aggies to cut the deficit to 4. Zigzagging Taron Armstrong. Flies it outside for Thomas. Contested 3, Trey Armstrong. Hawkins taps it off the backboard. He's blocked by the big Paul Will McNair. Jabari Rice, a 3. Yes, sir.
This is what we've been looking for. We've been looking for that run for the Aggies. CBU is going to have to put something together, or you could see a timeout coming.
And now the crowd's finally into it. It's been a quiet night after a boisterous night Saturday. Big block by McCants, and then Clayton Henry's whistled for the personal. Energy's coming back in the building. The Aggies have outscored the Lancers 12-3.5, and they've made it a 1-point game under 16 left in half 2. It's been Teddy Allen kind of starting that charge offensively, getting to the free throw line.
Yeah, he got to the free throw line. He's shot maybe 8 free throws in the last couple of minutes. Got the Aggies going offensively. They got some stops defense. It's going to be a close one at the end.
Yeah, it should be an exciting finish. First visit to the Pan American Center for CBU since March of 2020. The officials are at the scorers table checking something right now. Kelly Self, Ruben Ramos, Brad Ferry, our crew, a great crew tonight. And Chance Hunter is back in for CBU. Remember, Hunter had the great first half shooting the basketball from the arc. He did not start the game, did not start half 2. Taron Armstrong, mismatch here, defended by McNair. And he wants to exploit this. Trying to break down Will. McNair might have got his hand on it. Layup misses, Henry rebounds. Teddy Allen for the lead. McCants went flying in. McNair saves it for Henry.
Starting to see a little more life from those guys.
Aggies haven't led since it was 14-13. Dump off to McCants. And he lays it in. The Aggies have their first lead since the 7:29 mark in half 1. Hunter, pull-up, contested jumper, air ball. McNair saves it right for Jabari Rice. Zipping ahead is Teddy Allen. Defended by Hunter. Teddy will circle, hangs, floats, and hits. Teddy Allen with a dozen. Rick Roy with a timeout. Big half for Teddy Buckets. He has scored 9 in the first 5+ in half 2. Starting to really take over this game. Aggies ahead by 3. It's a game of runs, like you just said during the commercial break, Joe. And right now the Aggies are on a nice run, and it's been spearheaded by Teddy, who has 9 in this half. 7 of those are on free throws. So getting to the free throw line, it's leading to points, and now the Aggies have changed the course of this game for now at least.
Yeah, that's been the story for the game. CBU goes on a run. Aggies go on a run. CBU goes on a run. It's a fight to see who can get that last run in.
Lancers in a scoreless drought of over 4 minutes. 1 for 9 from the field in this half for them. And a Pryor in for the Aggies now. It's Pryor, McCants, McNair, Rice, and Allen. Nottage, Rowell, Taron Armstrong, Akin, and Hunter for Rick Roy's CBU Lancers. Lob to Dan Ocken, and he lays it in for 2, his first deuce of the game. Remember, this is the top scorer this year for the Lancers. He averages a team best 13.
And don't be surprised if they try and get him involved a little more. They know that he's the top scorer on the team. They got to get him the ball.
Ocken, a grad transfer from UMBC, Maryland, Baltimore County. Inside outside for Rice. Step in 3 short. McNair couldn't grab it. Ocken does. Taron Armstrong, he is nifty. Rowell for 3. Taron Armstrong plays the game with some flair. Chris Jans mentioned the name Ricky Rubio when he was talking about Taron Armstrong last night at our coaches show, and Ricky Rubio has had a heck of an NBA career, jump ball possession to CBU, but he plays the game with similar flair, Joe, that Ricky Rubio does.
That's that overseas kind of flair. There's a lot of guys that are in the NBA that kind of have that flashy pass. That's a great pass right there. And it's a difficult pass. He makes it look easy, but not everybody can make that pass.
Really 2 point guards in right now for CBU. Rowell and Taron Armstrong both run the point for the Lancers. Rice gets this assignment. 3-pointer, straight arm. Pinball's off. Nate Pryor snatches it. Good opening for McCants, and he lays it in for 2 more. Johnny's playing one of his better games in recent memory. He has 8 offensively.
And a couple of strong moves under the rim. That's the Johnny that we like to see.
He's expecting the birth of his first child tomorrow, it looks like. And he's playing well the day before.
Yeah, Johnny's got a lot on his plate right now, but his team is one thing that's on his plate that he cares about, and he's going to try and do his best to get them a win.
He bounced it for McNair. Allen is wide open. They get it right back to him. Shoot it again. Teddy buckets.
Sometimes you can be too open. You can be too open as a shooter. Got a nice catch and shoot there from Nate Pryor. That one falls.
Love the confidence, too, to shoot it right away. Lob for Ocken, a little too far underneath. McNair blocks it. Pryor saves it, and Rice grabs it. Croy saying Rice came back in after he was out of bounds. He rolls it off his leg, and Pryor scoops it up. Aggies' biggest lead tonight, 9. They lead by 6. Spin move for Teddy, and that's all offensive. I think he wrapped around there, Joe.
I don't know if he extended his elbow or extended the forearm. I didn't have the greatest angle of it, but that's a common call tonight.
Yeah. Teddy stunned, so is Chris Jans. When we come back, Tatiana will be joined by Aggie softball head coach Kathy Rodolph. Don't go anywhere. Back to the Pan Am after this.
Hey guys, Kathy, thank you so much for joining us. Now let's go ahead and talk about how excited you are for this upcoming season.
You know, we're only 1 week out from tomorrow, and we get to open up the first 2 weekends in Las Cruces. Should be exciting.
And talk about how preseason practice has been like so far.
You know what? The kids have been working really, really hard. They're kind of getting sick of me. They're going to be glad we get to put somebody in that other dugout.
And let's talk about some of the big opponents that you're expecting to play at home this year.
Well, starting off, Texas State is always outstanding in their conference, and their coach is a former Aggie alumni, played third base back in the day. So Texas State, Oregon State opening weekend, followed by Nebraska, Iowa State, UT Arlington. We got a lot of them coming. Come see some great ball.
And Coach, lastly, you've had 9 straight winning seasons. How have you been so consistent year to year?
Well, I've been very fortunate. I'm about to start my 20th season here, and I have a lot of kids that really believe in New Mexico State and softball. So we'll be able to swing it with anybody in the country, and will be awful fun to watch.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Coach. We'll go ahead and send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Tatiana. Thank you, Coach Rodolph, one of the best. She has done an outstanding job, 9 straight winning seasons, and they will be in the hunt for another NCAA tournament bid this year. Lancers turn it over And it's Aggie ball with 11:38 left. The energy is great on both sides of the floor right now for Chris Gianz's bunch.
Yeah, it's really picked up in this second half. But going back to Coach Rodolph, one time she gave a speech, my first year playing basketball, and I was ready to run through a brick wall for her. And that was the first time I even met her.
She's the real deal.
She is the real deal.
Her program consistently great, and they have some great programs coming to the softball complex in the first 2 weekends. Nebraska, Iowa State, Oregon State, Texas State, really good mid-major. Here's Taryn Armstrong, one-on-one with Pryor. Poked by Rice, grabbed by Armstrong. Nate Pryor guarding Stone, and he's holding his ground well on that low left block. Pryor still defending. Help comes. It's McNair on the double. Stone bounces out for Rowell. Straight arm, 3. No good. Trey Armstrong cleared by McNair. That possession was won by Pryor defending Stone.
Yeah, he defended Stowe on the block and then was able to get out and get a hand on the 3.
High hedge leads to a foul on Elijah Thomas.
Yeah, he just kind of stuck his leg out on the hedge right there. But the Aggies starting to put some things together.
Pryor, McNair, Henry, Rice, and Tillman for the Aggies are in possession here in the home whites. Rice will snake around the defender, Thomas. Spins. McNair, his second 3-try of the game, way off. That is not the shot Chris Gianz is looking for. McNair now 2 for 12 this year. CBU in this half, 2 for 15 from the field, 1 for 7 from 3. This is how they started the game. No foul is called. It's tapped by Pryor. Taryn Armstrong still clinging to the official. He wanted a foul call. The Aggies turn it over in the backcourt. And Ty Rowell makes them pay. Chris Gianz irate at Will McNair.
And he's mad because that possession, they had him. They had the ball. They just had to rebound it, and it turns into a 3. That's a huge swing for CBU. Now they got a little bit of confidence. Aggies got to find something on offense now.
Tillman pops and catches. Handoff goes to Jabari Rice with 10 to shoot. It's been a quiet night for Jabari offensively. Tillman going to work. Trying to spin it home. Can't do so. Grabs it back. But first we get a jump ball. Possession will stay with the Aggies. Tillman hasn't scored yet.
Yeah, they're just battling down there for the boards. That's why I chose to be a guard, because I didn't want to be down there rebounding with those guys.
Yeah, that's why you chose that.
That's
Joe.
why I chose that.
44-41. Chris Gianz trying to go to 28-0 in his tenure in WAC home games. The Aggies have won 12 of their previous 13 games. Tillman goes up strong and he muscles it in for 2, his first deuce of the game.
Donnie's another guy that can get going at any time.
And Rick Croy.
Bench warning is called on the California Baptist bench.
Gets warned. A bench warning for CBU. No technical, just a bench warning for the Lancers. Good wraparound feed to Hawken. He lost it going up, and that was because the Giants hit it when he was going down. And he picks up the foul in the process, his 3rd.
It looked like he got it with his knee or something. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he got some of Hawken's arm.
At the line for California Baptist, number 30, Dan Ogden to shoot 2.
Oh, yeah, down the stretch. See the Aggies going to the inside, trying to get some layups. And CBU is going to get the ball into Armstrong's hand and let him wheel and deal.
First free throw tries tonight for Aachen, who shoots a lot. 6.5 free throw attempts per game, 69%. Big man from London, England, has 9 double-doubles this season. And he hits both. In case you're just joining us, the Aggies trailed by 10 at halftime, trailed by as many as 11 in this half. They led early 11-2. That was their largest lead of the game. They lead right now by 1 possession. Teddy Allen has a dozen in the half, 15 for the game. Rice for Tillman. Could have shot it, passes it up. Jabari slithering. Follow a jumper. Too strong. Pick and roll game with Taron Armstrong and Dan Aachen. And the pass in the corner is deflected away out of bounds by Teddy Allen.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of that high pick and roll for CBU, and they're getting some stops. They got a good defensive possession right there, forced Jabari into a tough spot. Now they're bringing in Clayton Henry. You're going to see the Aggies look to still attack on offense, but I think it's going to be Nate Pryor attacking downhill and making some passes.
Taron Armstrong gets it back after missing the previous 7 games. Was unavailable for 7 in a row, returning for the first time since the league opener against Chicago State. That was our Nate Pryor, his first. And Taron Armstrong was ranked as the #2 prospect in Australia coming out of prep school. A lot of folks have him on NBA draft mock boards, so he could get drafted this year in the NBA. He's been that good and that impressive here in the States.
They can play in Australia.
Yeah.
We talked about it. I'll give a shout out to my man Gabe Hadley.
Yeah.
He's an Australian guy that can play. I think he's playing pro over there, or he was. They can really play over there.
AJ Harris is over in Australia now, after he was in Norway. Floater left short for Taron Armstrong, and that will be Aggie ball. And they will get it when we come back. We have a close one tonight in the WAC. Aggies 7-1 in the league, trying to potentially move into a first-place tie with Seattle U.
Well, the Aggies have a big game looming this Saturday against first-place Seattle. The Redhawks are the only team in the WAC that have not lost any games. Meanwhile, the Aggies have only 1 loss in the conference. Now, if Seattle loses tonight against Grand Canyon and the Aggies win this game against California Baptist, they would be tied for first in the WAC heading into the game here at the Pan Am happening this Saturday. So a lot to look forward to. Sending back to you guys.
Thank you, Tatiana. And a score update from Phoenix and GCU Arena. Grand Canyon ahead by 16, about midway through half 2 there against Seattle U. So if Grand Canyon hangs on, and if the Aggies hang on here, we'll have the 2 teams tied for first in the WAC standings Saturday, Joe, and the winner of that one would then have sole possession of first place. The Aggies have won 3 of the previous 4 WAC regular season titles and 5 of the previous 7, and they are in the hunt for another. They're in a really good spot right now, especially if they get both games this week.
Right, I think we talked about it, the Grand Canyon game. Those first 2 seeds are the most important because of that bye in Vegas.
If you have one of those top 2 seeds, you have a bye into Friday's semifinals. The tournament starts on Tuesday. That is a huge advantage. Pryor, Henry, McCants, Allen, and Tillman for the Aggies. Pryor high-low, and he underthrew it. Stolen by the 6'9" Aachen. Taron Armstrong floats it down low, and McCants just picked up his 4th. Chris Jans was letting him play through 3. He got his 3rd a couple minutes ago. Jans left him on the floor. Now he gets his 4th.
And yeah, that's tough. He kind of just gets his hands in there. Another great pass by Armstrong over the top. But it's going to be there. You're going to see both teams kind of run a similar offense right here. High screen and roll. It's going to be Nate Pryor making decisions for the Aggies. Armstrong making decisions for CBU.
Substitutes for the Aggies, Will McNair and Jabari Rice. And for Nate Pryor, Johnny McCants.
McNair and Rice in for McCants and Pryor. So Rice will run the point now for Chris Jans.
Lane violation on the Aggies. They'll get
boy.
more shots once again.
Lane violation was called on the Aggies, so Aachen will get to redo the free throw. And that could prove costly down the stretch. I don't know how you can get a lane violation when he's shooting 2 free throws. There's no reason to be in the lane if there's 2 shots.
I think it was Big Will's size 22s down
Could've
there.
been.
He couldn't fit him in the box.
Aachen splits the pair anyway. So no difference there. Rice maneuvers across the midcourt timeline. Defended by Reed Nottage, who hasn't scored on offense, and he averages 11 a game. Tillman, double team comes. Wild toss goes to Henry. Low catch by McNair. Not a pretty possession so far. Inside outside. That's a rhythm 3. No good for Henry, and Allen collides with Jabari Rice.
Substitution number 32, Giovanni Stone.
That's not a bad shot for Clayton, but I mean, he's only taken 3 shots, not really in a rhythm. Aggies are going to have to continue to find things on defense, get stops on defense. I like when they extend this pressure right here.
Sub will come in for CBU. Ty Rowell enters for Hunter. Rick Croy's squad hasn't made a field goal in over 3 minutes. They are 1 for their previous 8 from the floor. And Reed Nottage has not scored. Stone for Armstrong, and that's an illegal screen. We'll go the other way. It's Arterin Armstrong, that is number 2 on the young freshman from Tasmania.
Looks like maybe he just didn't get his feet set right there.
All right, back to the Aggies. Both teams have struggled offensively tonight. This game has been played in the 40s so far. Scoreless drought, almost 3 minutes for the Aggies. Spin move for Teddy, and he lays it home. He has 14 for the half. Rowell to the rim. Layup is good for the Canada native.
A lot of movement right there for CBU. They got guys running here, brush screens here. That's tough to guard, especially for guys that have played a lot of minutes on offense.
Long floater is good for Jabari Rice. A tough night for him offensively. Only 3 out of 12. This is when Jabari and Teddy were making big plays down the stretch last Saturday in crunch time. And that's a charge drawn by Jabari Rice. 2 straight fouls are Arterin Armstrong. He now has 3.
Carl Lancers, number 1, Jared Armstrong, is third, 17th foul.
And yeah, I mean, he kind of lowers his shoulder there a little bit. But that's, I mean, that call's been called multiple times tonight, guys. Getting those kind of player control fouls, offensive charges.
Allen on the baseline, step back, tough jumper. Henry taps it out for Rice. He gets Stone in the air, and he collides with Arterin Armstrong. And Jabari will shoot 1 and 1.
Carl Lancers, number 1, Jared Armstrong, is fourth, 18.
And he has picked up 3 in about a minute span. He now has 4 total. I think Rick Croy was just warned again for coming too far outside the coach's box.
Bench warning on the
Had a bench warning earlier. And they get a bench warning again.
It's a Class B technical
Yeah, that should be a
foul
technical. That's their
on
second
Lexus.
bench warning. So that's costly. I was wondering why the officials weren't sorting out a free throw upcoming. I think Chris Jans may have said something along the lines of that's their second bench warning in this half. So it should be a technical free throw, which of course Teddy Allen will shoot.
And this could be a big swing.
Yeah.
We saw it. I mean, we always go back to the Grand Canyon game, but technical foul gets called. They shoot a bunch of free throws, and all of a sudden it's a completely different game. So this can be huge for the Aggies.
The old 5-point possession, right? That's what happened last Saturday. One free throw for Teddy Allen, and then Jabari Rice will shoot the 1-1.
Teddy Allen shoots
So this could turn out to be a big possession for the Aggies offensively. Teddy now 8 for 9 for the strike. .20 out of 21 in his previous 2 games. Rice will shoot 1-1. He has struggled uncharacteristically from the free throw line here tonight. 1 for 4.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic for Jabari. He's usually a guy you can count on. I still think it's the ball. I'll always blame the ball. If
Yeah.
I miss a shot, it's
Sure.
the ball's fault. It's not my fault.
It's like golf, it's the club.
Every time.
Baseball, it's the bat. We should note this as well, because CBU's 2-6 in the league, so their record is not indicative of how good they can be, especially with Taron Armstrong. All 6 conference losses have been by single digits, and 4 of the 6 WAC losses for the Lancers have been by 5 points or less. So they are used to tight games like this. 7-point Aggie advantage.
Let's go, Aggie fans!
Now the Aggies really need the crowd behind them, looking for their 30th straight conference win here at the Pan Am. Whip-out pass goes to Chance Hunter. He was great from 3 in the first half, and he misses here in half 2.
I can't give that guy open looks.
And Tillman will shoot 1-1. Joe, you talked earlier about the Aggies really looking inside a lot, and at times it didn't work tonight. But the fact that they're looking inside so often, that'll be a positive going forward, won't it be?
Yeah, eventually it's going to work. If you hammer it down, it's going to work. You wear guys down, you get into the foul game, you start getting free throws. That's what getting the ball down low does for you. It's not necessarily about getting those guys layups and stuff like that. It's everything it opens up for you.
Tillman last game struggled on free throws, 1 out of 5. He is 64% for the year. He's a much better shooter than that, though. A redshirt senior from Detroit, and he calmly knocks down both. Aggie lead up to 9. That matches their biggest lead of the day. And they're shooting free throws better, 13 out of 17, 76%. The Aggies meet the shooter Rowell. Rice defends. Rowell in the key, dump ball for Akin and 1. They run that a lot where Rowell runs that pick and roll as deep as he can go and then tosses it out for Dan Akin.
Yeah, that's a really good read by the CBU guards. And I talked about it earlier. It's a tough pass. It's a tough pass to kind of float that up. He floats it up with his left hand, opposite hand. But it puts the ball in a position that's hard for Will to get to because he's guarding the ball and then he's got to get back to the rim. And Atkins really good at catching and finishing in the air.
Cleared by Tillman on the Akin miss. Aggies by 7, Rice out of the backcourt. The Aggies trying to go to 18-3 and 8-1 in the WAC. Allen, a heat check. Henry taps it in the corner right to Taron Armstrong. No look, jump pass, Reed Nottage, who hasn't scored, finally connects.
Yeah, he's been looking for an easy one all night and got it right there. Back to a 4-point game. It's going to be another good one here in the Pan Am.
Rice to the rim, and he hammers it home one-handed.
Let's go, Aggie fans.
Trey Armstrong misfires, and Rice collects the rebound. Hawken is down on the other end. He's cherry-picking. He'll gather the feed and slam dunk it. The Aggies had a 5-on-4, and they turned it over.
That's just tough. That's tough. Jabari knows he's mad at himself, but he's also a guy that gets to the next possession.
Tillman will slip. Rice looking for him. 10 to shoot for Teddy Allen. Allen backs it out, defended by Ty Rowell. To the rim, floater good. He is so good inside at 10 feet, right around the cylinder.
Yeah, when he gets in there going with his right hand, that's almost a guaranteed bucket for Teddy.
Pass is deflected, and Rice saved it off the leg of Will McNair. Lancers ball underneath when we come back. Aggies up 6, looking for their 18th win in their 13th in their previous 14. Final 3 minutes. Redhawks undefeated in league play into action tonight, but they trail by 15 in Phoenix with 6 minutes left. So once again, if the Aggies hang on and win tonight, and if Seattle loses, if Grand Canyon hangs on, the Aggies would move into a first-place tie with the Redhawks in the WAC standings. And believe it or not, Joe, it's February. It's about a month away from the conference tournament.
Yeah, it came a lot faster than we thought. We've just been here calling the games, and now we're already looking at seedings and things like that.
Behind the back pass, and that is a little too creative, if you will, for Taron Armstrong. I'm sure Rick Roy just wants him to make the right pass here and not get a little too cute with it, as some folks would say.
Yeah, that's a tough pass, but under 3 minutes, you got to throw the right passes, guaranteed passes. Can't have a turnover like that, especially down 6.
2:45 left as Rice maneuvers into the forecourt around the high hedge. Wide open, McCants. Tomahawk, two-handed dunk. Hand off to Trey Armstrong. 2 dunks for the Aggies in the previous 2 minutes. And McCants draws a charge. He's done that twice tonight. This time he draws it on Trey Armstrong. And Rick Roy will use the timeout with 2:21 left. That's big-time defense by Johnny McCants.
Yeah, it is, to be able to slide in and get your feet set. And you can see there, Johnny finishing with 2 hands. But those are plays that could change the game.
Yeah. A couple of big dunks for Rice and McCants. Aggies will have the game against Seattle U Saturday and then travel. They're going to play Dixie State and Utah Valley. California Baptist will have a tough one inside GCU Arena Saturday and then host Lamar and UTRGV. Utah Valley's got a good club again this year. Mark Madsen does a really good job with the Wolverines in Orem. They're a dangerous team in March. Rick Roy has a dangerous team in March. Right now, they're in that 8, 9, 10 range as far as seeding is concerned. So they very well could play on that first day or Tuesday. And they could spoil the party a little bit with Taron Armstrong healthy now.
Yeah, regardless of if they're eligible for any sort of postseason after the WAC tournament, they would love to spoil some parties for especially the Aggies if they pull it off tonight.
Allen starting to back down Nottage. Aggies using clock. Under 10 of the timer, under 2 left in the half. Fade away, nope, that's a pass. Jabari Rice passed it at the very last second. He put on the goggles and he found Johnny McCants.
Yeah, that was a good find. Good find by Jabari. The goggles, that's one of my favorites.
3 for Taron Armstrong is good.
Armstrong for 3.
Aggie's gonna try and use some clock a little bit. Clock's their friend right now.
Allen working on Nottage towards the rim. Layup is short. Mario Rice wants the crowd. He's trying to wave him down.
Yeah, look at that pass right over the top. Johnny finishes. Even Johnny's got a smile on his face. Look at him.
He's got the goggles on. Teddy Allen 9 for 10 on free throws. Perfect. 1,000 career points on that second made free throw for Teddy Buckets. 1,000 in his Division I career, and he does it in 2+ years. Taron Armstrong can't bank in the 3. And Teddy Buckets will control. Stolen by Trey Armstrong. Tyrell misses the 3. And Taron Armstrong is whistled for his 5th. He's done. Seems kind of fitting that Teddy gets 1,000 on a free throw. He has shot free throws so well the last week.
Yeah, and he shot a lot. He shot a lot the past 2 games, but 10 for 11. He has a quiet 22 tonight. And 1,000 points, that's a huge accomplishment. It just shows, you know, anywhere he goes, he's going to be Teddy Buckets. He's going to score at West Virginia. He's going to score at Nebraska. And now he's here at New Mexico State scoring the same way.
Taron Armstrong in his return, his first game since their league opener back on January 8th at Chicago State, which was a loss for CBU. Their position here to fall to 2-7 in the WAC. And it could be another single-digit loss for them. One of the key statistics in this half is the Aggies have rebounded so much better. Now they have a positive margin for the game. We talked about rebounding at halftime, Joe. The Aggies are plus 12 in this half.
Yeah, I was going to say they were down 10. I think it was 22-12, and now we're looking at 32-30. That's big.
The Aggies will improve to 18-3. Grand Canyon still leads against Seattle by 11. McCants collects. That game has 3 minutes left, so it looks like, barring a big comeback late from Seattle U, the Aggies and Red Hawks will play for sole possession of first place on Saturday night.
That's going to be a good one. Seattle makes it a little more interesting tonight. There's still, looks like maybe 3 minutes left in that game, but that's going to be a fun one. Fans are going to come out again for that one.
What a gauntlet this is for opposing teams in the WAC. You have to go to Grand Canyon and to NM State the same week. That is tough.
Yeah, that's just, I think it was Bakersfield and
yeah.
Grand Canyon when I played, and
Yep.
that was a gauntlet,
That was a
in
gauntlet.
itself.
Nottage, a quick release. Not the game that he wanted tonight, only scoring 3 points, and Rice is bumped at midcourt by Tyrell. We talked about this during the open, though, Joe, and it played out during the course of the game. CBU is a whole lot better than the league record indicates.
Yeah, just looking at their record, you think that they wouldn't have stood a chance tonight. But they came in, they did some good things, switched up defenses, shot the ball decent at the end of the first half, and rebound the ball well. But like you said, just a lot of those less than 10-point losses. They might not get it here tonight, but they've been in a lot of games. They just have yet to get over that little hump right there.
Teddy Allen will exit, and he will enter Saturday at exactly 1,000 points for his Division I career. West Virginia, Nebraska now here. So just a hair over 2.5 Division I seasons, and the young man out of Phoenix has 1,000 career points at this level. If you threw in his JUCO numbers, he's over 1,500, but they do not include those. This is Freddie Dybala, who just checked in, freshman from Corona, California. Trey Armstrong, a pull-up floater, no good. Dean Ocken is fouled by Johnny McCants. And McCants is fouled out of the game. And the Aggies don't really know yet, Joe, if they're going to have Johnny on Saturday. They're hopeful they will. Johnny is expecting the birth of his first child tomorrow. So his availability, as you can imagine, for Saturday is hour by hour, minute by minute.
Well, to be determined for Johnny.
Yes.
We'll keep an eye on him during that game.
There are more important things than hoops. And this will be the first double-digit league loss this year for CBU. It wasn't always pretty in some stretches, but the Aggies win by 11. Their 30th win in a row in WAC home games. Their 13th win in their previous 14 games. And the Aggies improved to 18-3. And they are now 8-1 in the WAC. We were looking for Teddy to kind of take over in that second half, and sure enough, he did in that first stretch.
Sure enough, he got those free throws. Then after that, he gets some confidence, get some layups, a nice little baseline shot. Set the stage for Saturday, right?
Yeah, Grand Canyon's up 12 now with 90 seconds left in Phoenix, so in all likelihood, we will have a tie for first place. The Aggies and the Red Hawks will both be 8-1 in league play, and it's an early start on Saturday at 4 p.m. So earlier than usual. And that'll be a huge game. Seattle's certainly been the surprise team so far in the conference. Teddy Allen reaches 1,000 points, and the Aggies win their 30th in a row in WAC home games. Coach Gians is standing by with Tatiana Favela.
Coach, what changed for you guys in half two?
We just played better. You know, we got off to a great start, 10-2, kind of back and forth, and then they tied it up 21, and then we just stopped scoring. You know, and our defense wasn't as good late, and sometimes that, you know, filters in over the offense, and you hate when that happens, but we just didn't play very well the last 8-9 minutes of the first half. The second half, we got off to a great start and kind of reestablished ourselves, and then we were able to pull away.
And how important was Teddy's offense in the second half?
Say it again.
How important was Teddy's offense in the second half?
Yeah, obviously it's the first or second time all year long where he had a couple fouls in the first half, and I would have played him if I thought we needed him in the first half, but we waited until the second, and he gave us a big shot in the arm. You know, he got it going, got to the line, he made some shots, and he was a big reason why we had the run that we had.
And we have a big game coming up this Saturday. What's your message for Aggie fans to show up and provide that great atmosphere?
Yeah, I know, you know, the decision the university made was a tough one for some people. Some people were disappointed, and all I ask is they could continue to come out and support these kids. They're working their tail off, support this program. We only have 4 more games, and I understand if they're displeased, but there's other ways to voice that, and I sure hope they'll keep showing out for us.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Coach. Congrats on the win. Back to you guys.